Up. Hi. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Okay, please hold. Hello. Hello. Hello, Joburg. Yeah, but I've got nothing.
Sanbonan, Sanbonan, Sanbonan. Since you are about to begin, I'm going to request, please, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to play a report. I would like you people to listen to it. We are going to also play the community voices. I would also like you to please listen to them as they are going to be setting up the agenda today for the discussion. Please tone down the noise. Let's listen, let's hear what people are saying. You're going to be given all equal time to put your voices. You're going to be heard, all of you, across political parties. Please, Siante.
Afternoon. No, no, no.
right here. Let me zoom. Ababonakala. Ababonakala ke bomang.
Is it the SABC News Online?
Yes.
Are we allowed to display the water watching?
And then
I push back this inside
all the three regions. Yeah.
And a very welcome to Updated Noon here on SAfm. And thanks so much for joining us. And once you hear that sting, you know that it is about elections because we are in an election year. And of course, the countdown has begun. So coming to you this afternoon for a 2-hour broadcast, 1 hour, the first hour between 12 and 1 on SAfm. And the entire broadcast will be carried live on SABCnews.com. And of course, if you're listening and you're able to stream this, you can actually watch the developments as they unfold right here on SABCnews.com, or you can follow it on SAfm.co.za. Thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, we always want you to weigh in on the conversation as well. 40938, that's our SMS line number. And of course, you can tweet, or you can also go onto our Facebook page, and our handle there is @UpdateAtNoon. Well, we're coming to you live this afternoon from Mpumalanga, and this province, as the name would suggest, to the east of the country. And just to give a bit of a background of what Mpumalanga looks like in terms of numbers and statistics. Now, there were 146 service delivery protests in this province between October 2004 and 2018. And this is, of course, a province that is also part of the country's mining input, and more than 80% of South Africa's coal is sourced right here in Mpumalanga. And other minerals also found in the province include gold, platinum, and also chromite, zinc, cobalt, copper. And the contribution that Mpumalanga makes to the mining industry in the country is at around 22%. And then looking at some of the other statistics, that makes for a bit grimmer reading, perhaps. When it came to the 2017-2018 audit findings, the Auditor General of South Africa in November 2018 found that Mpumalanga achieved 24% in terms of clean audits as a province. But the upshot in that is perhaps that it is 19% from the year before, and also had irregular expenditure amounting to 2.2 billion rand in Mpumalanga, and it's down from 3.1 billion the year before. And the highest contributors, incidentally, in terms of the irregular expenditure in the province were human settlements at 985 million rand, community safety, security and liaison at 416 million, health at 310 million, and education 190 million. But of course, there are other problems as well, many of them socioeconomic. Look at the Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence. They indicate to us that in Mpumalanga, and 67% of youth in this province are tested positive for tik, nyaupe, dacha, or any other substance. 67% of the youth in this province. And they are, of course, part of that languishing group of unemployed youth in Mpumalanga. So that, in a nutshell, just to give us a sense of some of the broader problems plaguing the province overall. But we are this morning, or this afternoon, I should say, at Bushbuckridge, and at the Bushbuckridge District Education Hall. And this is where it is going down this afternoon. And we have 7 political parties represented. I must indicate the UDM, they were invited. They are a no-show. Sankota, which is the South African National Council of Traditional Authority, they were here yesterday at our preliminary meeting, but they have subsequently withdrawn, but they were invited. So we do still have 7 other parties, which I'll tell you about in a moment. But I want to start off with a report that was put together by one of our SABC reporters, just to give us once again a snapshot of what we are dealing with and some of the problems faced in this province. Now, different communities under the Bushbuckridge municipality have on several occasions embarked on violence service protest action, and thereby demanding services such as clean water, proper roads, amongst others. And as the country gears up for the general elections in May, some residents have threatened to boycott the national elections. This, they say, as a result of government's failure to deliver services in their areas. Mtobisi Mkalipi compiled this report for us. And that report filed for us by Mtobisi Mkalipi, just to give us a sense of some of the problems that we are dealing with. At this point, I'd like to introduce the parties that are joining us for this debate this afternoon. Lucky Ndimisa is from the ANC, Letaho Mokoena is from BRA, and then Jane Sitole is from the DA, Surprise Kubai representing the EFF here this afternoon. Freddie Mbandiza is from the APC, and we have Lucky Matebula representing COPE. And we're also joined by Councillor Sylvia Ngumalo, and she is the Executive Mayor of Bushbuckridge, and the Speaker of the Entlanzini District, Renias Kumala, also with us this afternoon. And of course, a warm welcome to everybody who came through, all the party supporters and community members who are here. Welcome to all of you as well. And before we get into it, because what we want is for this to be a people-centered debate. So we went out onto the streets to ask the people what the issues are that they want you as the leaders to answer to. So let's take a listen to some of what was raised.
That's why I'm going to vote. Maybe when we shake it, it will listen to us.
We have many graduates in our country. People are educated, but they will just offer them internship. You see, so an internship is not enough. They will offer you a 12-month contract of an intern, but when you apply for when they advertise, maybe the department or any other institution advertise, they will seek for a 3 years experience, and only to find out that you, as a graduate, you only obtain a 12-month period. So how are you going to be employed?
My question to them, all political parties, that if you check in Parliament in terms of age, they are beyond 65 years, and you tell us about investors for a junior position. The key position is being blocked by certain people in the leading organizations, either which political party it is. But you find that those people that are 75 years.
I'm not sure what change my vote will bring, but it's something that I'd like to do and see where it takes me. Okay, there's a water crisis, running water at the houses. That's the change that I'd like to see, more installation of water pipes, electricity, yes, that sort of thing.
So those are some of the voices of the people on the streets here in Bushbuckridge and some of the issues they raise. And I want to pick up there with the service delivery and looking at the statistics in the province of Mpumalanga. 86.9% or 3.8 million people in Mpumalanga are getting water from a regional or local service provider. And these, by the way, are 2016 statistics. Those are the latest ones we could lay our hands on. 6.8% or 294,000 1.9 million Mpumalanga residents have access to flush or chemical toilets, with over 120,000 or 2.8% not having access to a toilet at all. And just over 1.7 million residents in the province, or 39.9%, getting refuse disposal from local authority, private company or community members as at 2016. And I'm glad the mayor is here. I'll bring her in later, but I want to perhaps start there, because I was reading an article where the mayor had said, and she quoted that the municipality was owed 1 billion rand by people in Bushbuckridge, not in Mpumalanga, in Bushbuckridge. 1 billion rand for unpaid water supply, refuse removal, and property rates. So people in Bushbuckridge, you are not paying for the services. Let's find out why. And this is something that President Cyril Ramaphosa also highlighted in his State of the Nation address, that we need to get to a point where people are paying for services. The parties, the leaders need to go back into these communities to make sure that people do pay. But let me start with the ANC. Lucky, what's your take on this? 1 billion rand owed to the municipality. Why?
Thank you very much, Sakina. Allow me to take this opportunity to greet the people at home, the participants who are here from various political parties, particularly the glorious movement of our people, the ANC. Without waste of time, indeed, when you look into Bushbuckridge, it is a place where economically is not doing well. Most of the people here, they depend on government services and the surrounding farms. It is on that basis that you will not compare them with those who are from the affluent areas. That is why we're not surprised as the African National Congress that this municipality is owed such a hefty amount of money by the residents, which most of them are what we call indigent. However, it is important that as the ANC government must put it up front, that we have put systems in place to make sure that those who are unemployed, those who earn less, are being taken care of by the government at the national, provincial, and indeed at the local level. So we are being owed that money, and we believe that together with the people, together with the business people who, of course, are outside Bushbuckridge, in respect of the LED strategy of the municipality, they will come in here, invest, so that our people get what we call a decent job.
So what are they coming to invest in?
Well, one is that you've got a large army of people who are here. That is the first thing in respect of social investment. And two is that as we are developing this area, it's an area which not many business people have tapped into it. Particularly, it is rich in respect of agriculture. It is rich in respect of tourism. It is on that basis that we are calling upon them to come and invest here as far as those area of economic development.
I'm going to come back to you at some later stage because I want to hear exactly how you are going to resolve this unemployment crisis, which in the province is sitting at a narrow definition of unemployment, 32%, at the expanded definition, 41.1% unemployment in Mpumalanga, and that's according to Statistics South Africa's quarterly labor force as of last year. So we're not talking 2016 in this instance, we're talking right now. So what are you going to do as parties to actually resolve this particular issue? But let me go to the BRA, Better Residents Association. From your side, let's talk about the service delivery issues here in Bushbuckridge, because it would seem that there are problems, but equally there are problems with the community. Building of schools and destruction of infrastructure. So what is your take on it?
Thank you for the opportunity. I'd like to greet everyone who's here and thank the SABC for giving us this platform. As Bushbuckridge Better Residents Association, we would like to, disagree with what the municipality is saying, that we are owing 1 billion, because that's not possible. First of all, you've seen that we don't have water. So how can we owe water where we don't have it? Our municipality doesn't provide the refuge service, so there cannot be any sort of bills on that. But the point of service delivery, what I can tell you is that it comes from leadership. As you can see in Bushbuckridge, the wards that are owned by BRA, they don't have such problems of, what I can say, what's the word that I'm looking for? Demolishing of property, burning tires and sort of all those sort of things. it's only happening in the wards that are led by the ANC, because we march and protest in the legal manner. So what we want our municipality to do is to give people the basic needs, because now we're looking at water. You expect people to vote after 25 years of democracy where they don't even have water. Now you look at places like Soweto, they have toilets that flushes, and now we are here, they are using water to flush those toilets, and we are sitting here, we don't have water to drink. And now you want to come here and say that we should vote for the ANC. The people should still give you power to do what? Because each and every single year, we see money being given to the Bushbuckridge municipality in the speech, but we don't see where the money goes. The tenders go out, they hire people, but those things are not developed. So we are pleading to the people of Bushbuckridge to say, love yourself, love your community, do what's right, vote for the party that will assist you. Because we've given the leading party 25 years. How long do you need to see that this is not working? It's not working.
All right. I'm going to move over to the DA. So from the Democratic Alliance's perspective, the service delivery issues that we are currently focusing on, so the Better Residents Association are disputing, I will put it to the mayor shortly, but they're disputing, they're saying there are no services, hence it's not possible that the residents could be owing R1 billion. What is your perspective on what's happening with regard to service delivery as the DA?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sakina, and greetings to everyone who is here and the listeners at home. As the DA, there is things that are written in black and white. If you look at the issue of corruption in Bushbuckridge and in Mpumalanga, it has robbed the community of services such as water. You talk about R1 billion that was spent on Inyaka Dam. If you look at that money only benefited the board of Mega. Villages like Xanthia don't have water at all. And I am with, how do you pay for a service that you do not receive? There are schools where teachers have to ask for toilets from the church because there is absolutely no toilet. What do you pay for then? If you look at the issue of revenue collection, the municipality doesn't even have a plan for revenue collection. How do you then collect money when you don't even have a system that allows you to collect that revenue? Because then you are blaming the residents for your own incompetence, for your own failure. Now you are blaming the residents. They are not receiving that service. They need to understand that you pay for what you receive. You don't pay for something that is in the sky. And the issue of Mega that has really crippled Bushbuckridge and Mpumalanga by taking millions and hasn't produced water for this village or this Bushbuckridge, which is wrong.
Thanks to the DA. A surprise goodbye of the EFF.
Thank you very much, Sakina. We are here as the EFF representing the landless, the unemployed, the youth, the security guards, the mine workers, and the ECD practitioners. Sakina, I want to say to you now, I'm hearing you when you're introducing the mayor there, and then you say the other one is the speaker. Both of them, they are mayors because the other one was a mayor in the last administration. So what is happening now, I don't understand why they didn't give hand over to the new mayor, because at the moment, like when we are saying there's a high rate of unemployment here in Bushbuckridge or in Mpumalanga, 76% of youth in Bushbuckridge are not employed. And then I don't expect these unemployed people to pay for services. When the ANC goes out and for electioneering, they're promising our people everything for free. That is why our people, when they're expected to pay for the services, they will tell you that no, we're not going to pay, because when there's time for electioneering, the ANC will come and tell us that everything that you are requiring as a community, you're going to get it for free. So at the moment, Sakina, there is a road that is being constructed is between Ajin Court and Xanthia. The road is a public works road, but the council took a resolution that they are going to tar street roads in the communities. But because of the lack of understanding of the ANC government, they are taking that money, building a road that is not their jurisdiction. So those are the things, Sakina, that makes this government not to go and collect revenue or they are going not to get the services right because they are just sitting down and then taking decisions that are wrongly. And then what is going to happen, all the administration, all the administrators are going to take the punch, the politicians are going to walk free. Hence, are the ones that are taking this decision in council. So we are saying as EFF, come the 8th of May, let's vote for the EFF because we have given enough time for the ruling party. They failed to give services to our people. Our people are unemployed. Our people are landless. Our people are not getting any services from this government. So, Sakina, on those bases, we are saying to our people, let them go and vote for the EFF come the 8th of May. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that was the EFF. Let's move over to the APC, African People's Convention. Freddie, your take on the service delivery issue.
Thank you. Greetings to the listeners at home and the viewers, including the audience here, and to acknowledge my chairperson, national chairperson, Comrade Ernest Slat. As the APC was saying, the communities are right out there to go to street to demonstrate their frustrations. Only the part of vandalism that we were complaining about or were condemning. They are doing this because in Bushbuckridge and in Mpumalanga, we're lacking ethical leadership, leaders without moral discipline, who sometimes are viewed as the corrupt and looters. I'll give an example where we are looking at infrastructure, more especially when coming to roads. You go to Tulamahashi, you will find that is the home of potholes. You go to Akonuk via to Tluvukan, the same problem. I can tell you that where I'm seated now, I'm having a letter which is signed by our mayor who's seated there, though it looks like she's representing the ANC, not the municipality with the regalia there, whereby the road which he was indicating, Comrade Surprise, at Agent Court, it is said that is for about 10 million rand. And the mayor, after receiving a memorandum, said in a signature that there is no road that is being contracted, or there is not a road that is contracted, only the issue of paving that is underway. And I just find that either there is lack of leadership, or the leaders, either the councillors or whoever, they are so confused or they don't know what they want to do. On the issue of water, you go to Agent Court again. There are standpipes which were constructed in 2014. They are there, but there is no water that is coming out. We will concentrate on the outcome of any project. But now the communities are told that come 2021, they will be done with the service. People need service delivery now. They need water, they need quality roads, and other social services, including schools. We're talking of Zanthia, Tluvukan school. It's long that it has been reported, even including the SABC. You go to Mazimbin or Newington, they torch the school there because they are not happy. There are a lot of issues whereby this leadership led by the ANC is showing failure, and there is lack of leadership at all. So the APC is saying, vote the APC, you won't wait for 25 years, but within 5 years, we're going to deliver to our African masses.
Thanks, Freddie. And moving straight along to the Congress of the People, Lucky Matebula, what's your view?
Thanks very much, Sakina, and greetings to the current mayor and the former mayor and the people who are here. Our concern as the Congress of the People is that there is no consequence management. Most of the problems that have been plaguing Bushbuckridge are the same that are plaguing the entire Mpumalanga and the entire South Africa. People who have taken the money from the purse are known to the state. They work amongst us. And some of them, once the time comes, they simply resign from the positions and then they are given positions elsewhere. And they still continue to do the same thing that they were actually doing. And you sit with a problem where you are able to identify that this particular person is the one who has taken the money. And nothing is actually happening to those particular people. So everybody is in the business of looting from the state. Everybody loots. Right from the then president, right up to the ward councillor or wherever they are busy taking out the money and it does not filter down to the people who are supposed to be receiving services. And no action is being taken. And people who are supposed to be getting those tenders, most of the money, once we are given a tender, I spoke to the one who built the road from Green Valley to Brooklyn, said I was given this particular tender, but a certain amount had to be given back to the ruling party before I even started doing the job. And these people are actually not getting arrested for that. How do you arrest people who have given the money back to the ruling party in this particular situation? And it is becoming very problematic when we have that kind of a situation. So unless there is a change in government and a change in attitude, and people are punished for what they are doing, then you will remain with those problems.
Right. That is Lucky Matibula from Cope. And I'll tell you what, as promised, we are going to move the debate over and hand it over to the people of Bushbuckridge, because it is your concerns that need to be addressed. But before I do that, I want to give an opportunity to the Councillor Sylvia Nxumalo, who's the Executive Mayor of Bushbuckridge, to respond to some of the allegations that have been leveled here. And there seems to be consensus among the opposition that there are no services being delivered. Hence, they want to understand, where did you come up with this 1 billion rand owed in services by the residents?
Okay, thank you very much, Sakina. In terms of the 1 billion that I'm talking about, it comes from residents. It comes also from department which are owned the municipality. I'm talking about Department of Public Works. They've got properties in the municipality that are owned the municipalities. So whenever we calculate this money, it comes up to 1 billion, which they are owning the municipality. I'm talking about even the malls that we are having in the municipality, the lodges that we are having in the municipalities, the lodges that we are having in the municipality, that are bordering the municipalities. We are having the malls that are bordering the municipalities. We are having departments that are in the municipality. They are owing the municipality that amount. It's becoming difficult for the municipality to make sure that it prospers, just because most of the thing, it needs that revenue that will come from other departments to assist the municipality. Especially we are having the debt that we are having from rainwater. It needs those collections to assist the municipality to fast track it.
All right.
That is why we are being owed.
Mayor Nxumalo, if I can just ask you, if we can just, I understand that you are unhappy. Okay? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that you are unhappy, but part of the reason why we are having this debate is so that you can get answers to some of your questions. So let us afford the mayor an opportunity to respond to some of it. 1 second, please, Ms. Nxumalo. If you can perhaps take an opportunity to then tell us how much is actually owed by the residents of that 1 billion rand and how much by government departments.
The government is owing us more. I cannot have the accurate amount, but the government is owing us more.
You?
I think the 70% is from the government.
You? All right.
So,
please give the mayor a chance. Please give her a chance to respond. You will have an opportunity. Please continue. Ms. Nxumalo, continue. Continue, Ms. Nxumalo. Please continue. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can we give whoever is speaking an opportunity to say what they need to say, and then I'll give you a second or two to voice your displeasure once we've heard what they had to say. Ms. Nxumalo, please continue.
In terms of electricity, I hear them this. In electricity, we are at 95%. At this financial year, we are erecting 30 high mast lights, which are Apollo lights. And then in terms of road infrastructure, We have started with the road of Ekonuk to Hlubukani. This is one road. We have started with the road. Yes. 5 roads, which we are busy with 5 roads. Bisondo to Tulomahans.
And in case you've just tuned in, we are coming to you live this afternoon from Bushbuckridge District Education Hall in Mpumalanga. And we are interrogating the issues of service delivery and some discrepancy and dissatisfaction being raised, especially by the opposition, to some of the figures being bandied by council. So we're trying to clarify that at the moment. So I actually want to appeal once again. Ladies and gentlemen. Please, we are here in part to get answers from the elected representatives.
Yes.
So let's hear them out, and then I'll give you an opportunity.
Has constructed a road from Bisondo to Tulamahansh. The ANC government have constructed a road. The Kamutibiti Road have been started. Velferdin to Sulbukani Road. Mariti to Oshane. These are the 5 roads.
It's sabotage for the ANC, I can tell you.
Nothing.
It's sabotage from the ANC. The ANC have just switched off the electricity. This one.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This is going to prove to be very, very difficult, but obviously I'm going to have to appeal to you. If we are going to ask questions of the elected representative, it doesn't serve any purpose if we don't give them a chance to answer, because we need to decide, are you going to listen to the answers or not? All right. I'll tell you what we're going to do. If we can agree, and I'm going to appeal to the leaders, here. If we can agree that you can please just ask everybody to give the mayor an opportunity so that she can finish answering the questions that were put to her, and then we can go to the floor sooner. So can we please agree? Can you all please appeal to your members just to give us an opportunity? Let the mayor answer, and then we can continue, please. All right. Okay. If you don't want to listen to the mayor, I'm appealing to you. If you do not want to listen to the mayor, at least listen to your own leaders, please. All right. I want to go back to Ms. Mumalo for 2 minutes. I want to know about the billing system. I want her to answer about the billing system, and then we will come to you. We will come to the floor after that. All right. Mr. Kumalo.
Okay, no, it's fine.
All right. We are back. We are back. Please, please, please. As I said, please listen to your leader if you don't want to listen to the mayor.
Hi.
Okay, in terms of libraries in the municipality, we have constructed 6 out of the dozen libraries, 6 of them. In Ekonhoek, in Shatale, in Tulamahanj, MP Stream, in Ekonhoek, 6, and in Mkhuhlu, 6 libraries, and world of the art libraries, where you can be able to go there and read. In terms of paving of the street, we are having 11 regions in the municipality. We have each region given them 10 million to prioritize their street and pave them, not tire but pave. In Mkhuhlu, we are having an agro hub that will assist farmers. We also have the 40-40 that will assist the young farmers. So, the ANC is moving.
I tell you what, we're going to go to a break. We will be going to a break because I'm not sure how you're going to convince people to pay for services if you can't even convince them to listen to you. So we have a serious problem in Bushbuckridge. But we're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we will open the segment to the floor where the members of the public can then ask their questions. Let's take a break.
Yeah, they can have 2 if they want.
Hey, let them be there because she's talking for the ANC.
Okay, thank you so much. And if you're listening from elsewhere across the country, you are listening to SAFM's election broadcast, and we're taking this across the country. And starting off today here on Update at Noon, we are in Mpumalanga. We are at the Bushbuckridge District Education Hall. And as you can hear, it's been very difficult. Cannot get the mayor to get a word in edgeways. The people simply refusing to listen to what the mayor has to say. And that is what we are confronted with here today. But what we're going to do right now is, I just want to check the time. We're going to go to the floor. We're going to put those questions. But at this point, we're going to play it as it comes, because I'm not sure who you're putting the questions to if you don't want to listen to the mayor. So I'm not sure who needs to answer the questions that you are going to put to us. But let's see how it goes. And if you ask a question to the mayor, you will have to listen to the answer. Otherwise, it cannot be a one-way street. But we're going to give each party an opportunity to actually ask a question. We'll take it down the line. We'll start on my left with Bra as you are seated. Then we'll go to the APC, the DA, the ANC, and of course, we have the EFF on my extreme right. So let's start with the question here, the Better Residents Association.
Viva Bra Viva! Viva Bra Viva! Akani Israel Paloi. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to the SABC, even though the way you've treated us today is not fair. If you look at the seating now, yesterday we had a briefing regarding this issue, and still you guys did the very same mistake that you guys said that you wouldn't actually make. You said that we should bring 25 people here, but if you look at the ANC row, there's like how many people? There's more than 25 here. And they're the only party with more than 25. If you look at that, you should address that, right? Because now it looks as if they are the more important party than we are, right? Exactly. Now, my question is towards the ANC, right? This is because you said that you guys want to bring investment into Akonop, right? If you remember, there was a protest regarding the mall that was recently built here in Akonop. You guys didn't want the mall. Look at the people are working now. There's jobs. People don't have to go far to buy groceries. People are keeping their money where it should be, in their own region. So why are you saying that you guys have been working to bring investors in where you were the ones that were saying that the mall should actually not be constructed?
All right, let's move over to the APC. Question from the APC. Just give us your name and to your question, please.
1, 2. Thank you, Sakina, for this opportunity. My question goes to APC, and it's about service delivery versus corruption. Comrade Chairperson, we have seen last year the construction of Mpumalanga Hospital, just a couple of kilometers away from here. But we are surprised today that since they went to Christmas for holidays, they are still celebrating Christmas right now. Nothing is happening, no more construction. Want to know from the APC, where do you stand? In Agincourt and Zanthia, Ward 28, this arrogant mayor is currently constructing a 1 kilometer tar road worth 10 million. We have done our research, we learned that 1 kilometer is 1.7. We want to know where is the 8.3 million. We want to know what the APC says about that. We have the mass grave of schools here in Bushbuckridge. Let me just name these schools. Daniel School in Ward 29 MP. It's too dangerous for our kids. There is Manyakatana School in Ward 27, Mazembe. There is Pulana again, Ward 27. There is Tufkan in Ward 37. What does the APC say about these dangerous schools? These are the mass graves. Our children are in danger from this arrogant, what you call government right now. We want to know what the APC says about all these things. Thank you.
All right, thanks, APC. And I'm going to appeal to you to keep it short, sharp, and to the point. To the Democratic Alliance now.
Good afternoon. My name is Trudy Grovier Morgan. I'm from the Democratic Alliance. My question is directed to Sis Jane from the DA. With the increase of corruption in Mpumalanga, when given an opportunity to govern, especially when it comes to these projects that are not rolled out properly, what is the DA stance to curb corruption? Thank you.
Thanks, Democratic Alliance. ANC.
Thank you very much, Sakina. My name is Tim Mashed. Sakina, thank you very much for affording us an opportunity to come to this debate. One issue, in the future when you organize such debates, please put a breathalyzer so that we have got people who are in good standing in terms of their thinking when they come inside. Sakina,
the question, what's the question?
Sakina, exactly what I said, that here we're in a debate, but there are people who want to sing because they've got nothing to offer for the debate.
All right, can we get to the question?
My question is directed.
I'm listening. Your question is directed to?
My question is directed to the ANC. The ANC promised in its manifesto free education. The ANC promised free education with its manifesto. Can the ANC tell South Africa what it have done in relation to giving people of South Africa free education? Thank you very much.
Thank you. And to the EFF. EFF, your question, please.
Thank you, Sakina. My name is Mpumalanga. As I won't be asking my question to the so-called mayor, as I don't recognize any mayor in Bushbuckridge. My question will be directed to the EFF. I want to ask the EFF, what is it that they are going to do with the removal of refuse bags? As the Bushbuckridge as a whole, if you look at it, it's very dirty. All over the Bushbuckridge, there's pampas dumped in the rivers. What is it that the EFF will do? That's my questions. And about the jobs, in their manifesto, they are talking about creating jobs to the youth, how are they going to implement that? That's my question. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much for that first round of questions. And we are going to take one more. Let's squeeze in one more question. And this is from a community member who isn't necessarily representing any of the parties. I just want to hear the EFF and the ANC, please. We gave you an opportunity. Can we hear the members of the community? Yes, sir.
Oh, thanks. My name is Jeffrey Mdluli from the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania.
Ladies, gentlemen, can we please give the speaker an opportunity? Please continue, Mr. Mdluli.
I say my name is Jeffrey Mdluli from the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania. First, Pan-Africanist of Azania, we are very much disappointed about the people who have organized this event.
Continue, Mr. Mdluli.
Yes, we are very much disappointed about the people who have organized this event. They didn't invite us, but we are the revolutionary movement of this country. We are very much disappointed because they have said they have invited Sankota, the organization which it was formed last week, but they failed to invite the organization which will fight for the liberation. So my first question is, I want to ask this opposition party. I saw the ANC building their offices inside the municipality, municipality yard. What did they say? And another thing, we have saw the ANC led by the spokesperson and chief whip on Monday, marching against the business people in Bushbuckridge. The councillor says they want to benefit when there is some tenders in Bushbuckridge. That is not a corruption? I've heard and then when the
Okay, got you, Mr. Mdluli. We need to go to news. We're going to go to news, and after that, we'll get answers to your questions. It's back to Utile Saku in Auckland Park with the latest news.
I have President Cyril Ramaphosa.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are done on SAfm, but we are continuing on SABC News Online. So we are going to continue. We're going to answer those questions. And Mr. Mdluli, are you done? Or you can just complete there. And whilst the mic comes to you, I must just indicate to you, Mr. Mdluli, that it is not possible to ever have all the political parties represented on a panel. I was in Sharpeville last week. The PAC was there, other parties were not there. And this is just how it will go as we move across the country. There will always be parties that will be left out, and it's just the way it will play out because unfortunately, we cannot accommodate everybody.
No, we know that there is a reactionaries within the ruling party. There is reactionaries, those who are against the Pan-Africanist movement, So now, I just want to say, we heard President Ramaphosa, he was talking about incubation, but we were surprised when we heard the ward councillors of the African National Congress here in Bushbuckridge, including the Speaker of the Legislature. They are talking, they say they want to benefit when the project are on their ward. Is that a corruption? I wish the Zondo Commission must come here in Bushbuckridge and see what it was happening here in Bushbuckridge. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mr. Mdluli. Okay, let's get some answers now. We've had a round of questions. Let's get some answers. The Better Residents Association put the question to the ANC, and I'm not sure if you've noted, but I'll paraphrase the questions very quickly. So ANC, the ANC, and how do you intend on attracting investment to this area?
No, thank you very much, Sakina. Well, we realize that there's high level of excitement and we don't understand why, because when we discuss issues of service delivery, indeed we'll need to give it the necessary attention that it deserves. So that where there are challenges, all of us we should be able to identify those challenges. Let's enter into the matter that has been raised by Bra. That African National Congress, you come in here, you tell us about investment. When investors come in here, you stop them. We take the blame ourselves for not having taken the trouble of teaching our community that a project of that magnitude will need a particular process to be followed. Those who know it better, they will tell you about EIAs and all of that, including community consultation and relevant stakeholder consultation. It's important that we should say as the African National Congress that when this matter came to council, those who are in the local economic development office, they ensured that this matter, it sees the light of the day by going into council. Council resolved that indeed, this is what we've been always talking about, that let investors come in here and invest. But because you are living within a particular environment where unfortunately capitalism is the name of the game. The already existing business person in another mall is the one who said no to that mall because he wanted to do what we call monopolization of the space. And that matter had to go to court. As the ANC, whether it's ANC as the party, whether it's ANC in government, we had to allow court to attend to the matter, to its finality. And indeed, the court dealt with the matter, listened to each and every concerns raised. And the honorable judge has passed a verdict that the people of Bushbuckridge, represented by the municipality, they have the right, like any other community, to have the mall. That's why the mall is there. So we don't know. We don't know what are you talking about.
All right.
We don't know what are you talking about.
Then Mr. Mduli also had questions to you about the ANC office that he alleges was built on council premises. Also asking about corruption and, of course, incubation. And this is, of course, one of the presidential nodal points, this area. So what is being done in terms of incubation projects and corruption and answering to the allegation?
Well, Mr. Mduli is telling us that it comes from an organization that we respect as the African National Congress, the PAC of Azania. We respect that organization. It's an organization that made an indelible contribution to be where we are. We don't know what is he talking about because the office of the ANC is not in the municipal building. The office of the ANC is in a separate piece of land. That is where it is. Even now, before I came in here, I started there. The regional secretary of the ANC is there. So we don't know what you are talking about. But let's enter into this incubation matter.
Yes.
Let's enter into this incubation matter. What the African National Congress have continuously said is that when there are businesses taking place in a particular locality, we'll appreciate that a particular percentage should be given to the local people. Be it in a form of business, be it in a form of human resource. The local people should and must benefit.
Which local people? Is it people who are politically connected? Is it members of the ANC? Which local people should benefit from it?
Local people, literally, in a literal sense, it means local people. It means the people of Bushbuckridge should benefit. That's what we mean by that. And we will expect all leaders concerned to make sure that where there are businesses coming into your area, please make sure that your local residents, they benefit
Okay,
into that
I
project.
need to move on, but I need to ask you, so who has benefited from current incubation projects in Bushbuckridge? Local people.
I may not have the exact knowledge as to what exactly is he talking about, but I'm giving a policy perspective of the African National Congress.
Okay.
When it comes to this issue of localization of economic empowerment.
Lucky Ndimisa, we're not talking about a policy position. We're talking about Bushbuckridge in particular.
I'm in
so,
Bushbuckridge.
How many incubation projects are currently underway in Bushbuckridge?
You will appreciate that I'm not a councillor here of Bushbuckridge. If you want a specific matter, the executive mayor, I think, will be at ease to give us that. But it's
Okay.
important
All right.
that we emphasize that people, where there are job opportunities in your area, please make sure that the local people, in the form of business, in the form of human resources, they participate in the development of whatever activity that is taking place.
I haven't touched on corruption, but I need to move on to Jane Sitole of the DA. The question to you from the DA was about corruption and how you plan on addressing that.
Thank you very much, Sakina. As the DA, when it comes to corruption, corruption is not negotiable. The people that are found to be corrupt must be arrested and be put in jail. We've got a lot of people that have stolen from the community and they are walking around amongst us. The ruling party is not willing to deal with those people and they know them. Instead, they are being promoted and they are being put in other departments to go and destroy more. As you have seen the mayor even struggling to articulate where does the 1 billion rand come from. She can't even articulate where did she get that 1 billion rand from. So it shows, I don't even understand how she was given that portfolio. If you look at the issue of the water, 74 million was spent to give the people of Zanthia water, but the taps are still dry. There's still no water. If you look at the road, if you look at the road between Hamutibidi and Rainbow, 14.2 million rand is gone. That road is still gravel. It's still not constructed. After 14 million has been spent, and people are walking around with public's money. They belong in jail. They must be arrested and serve a minimum of 15 years so that we can stop corruption. We don't negotiate with people that are stealing from the community. What you need to do is to make sure that there is action. There is a lot of talk about corruption. Talk, but action is lacking because the very same people are stealing from their own government. If you say public works owes the municipality. That is corruption. Public works is government. How does government owe government? Why does you leave government owing government? Because it's one government. You can't stand up and tell us public works owes us. You are one.
All right.
You need to deal with corruption.
Let me ask you this. You say there's a lot of talk about corruption. So as the opposition parties, and I suppose this is a question to all of you, all this talk about corruption, is it more than just talk? Because if it is, what has been done on your side? Of course, there's an expectation that the ANC should deal with it. But what have you done? If you know about this corruption, what have you done about it?
And I'm glad that you've asked us, Sakina, because as the DA, we have opened criminal cases in the police station. And one of it that is still going on is against former MEC Gillian Mashiro. It's still at the Mbombela police station. We have managed to fire mayors. Lindy Wenjali in Emalahleni was fired because the DA opened a case at the police station. We are dealing with it. We are not just leaving it. Where we found it, and what they do, they remove the person. They don't jail the person. The minute the DA lay corruption charges at the police station with evidence, they remove that person. The municipal manager in Emalahleni, Theo van Vuren, was fired because of the DA. We opened a case against it at the police station. You deal with it. You don't tiptoe around corruption like it's something that people must be scared of.
And before I move on, I'm curious about when you say you lay charges at the police station and people get fired. But surely them getting fired from council has nothing to do with the criminal process that needs to unfold.
Yes.
So what is happening in that regard?
Let me tell you, the Hawks have made arrests in Witbank and Malahleni because of the DA. We produced evidence where money from the municipality was transferred into private accounts. We produced evidence, and the Hawks acted. That's how you deal with corruption. You don't just talk about it, you act.
Thank you so much, Jane Chitole. The EFF, surprise Kubai. So you were asked about the issue of refuse removal. Apparently that is a huge problem. How would you go about removing refuse, black bags that are strewn across the place, and also job creation?
Thank you very much, Sakina. Sakina, here in Bushbuckridge, I think we've got 4 or 5 locations. It's Tula Mahanshi, Dwarslop, Shatalem, Kushu, and where College View. Sakina, here there are no roads. So if there are refuge, all these places, because there's no town planning here, the municipality just put people without even planning that they're going to be roads, that they're going to collect refuge or everything. Here, Sakina, there's a problem that this government, since they took over, since 1994, they have never given people residence to stay. So what is happening here, because there's no amount of land that is available for the people to build, they are also even building in places where they're supposed to be roads. So it is very difficult for us, for the municipality to collect refuge. But in short, what is happening here is that, Sakina, is that even the municipality doesn't have capacity to collect refuge amongst our people here. So that is why you find all these places have got dumping areas. People just identify a vacant space and put refuge there. And it is not healthy for our people.
So shouldn't the residents then shoulder some of the blame in this regard? Because by your own admission, if residents are just building willy-nilly and there's no access for one, you say there's also no capacity from the municipality side, shouldn't residents shoulder some of the responsibility?
Sakina, on your way to Bushbuckridge, when you pass this College View and Katoy, there's a vacant space there. Our people have been pleading with this municipality that they must give allocated this land, that land so that they can go and build houses. The municipality is also refusing. There's stands that are serviced there in Brashloop. The municipality is selling those stands to their own people. So our people are still don't have land, they don't have spaces that they can build houses. This thing of building people RDPs, you find somebody with a 4 or 5 room, and then you build an RDP there. We are not saying they must not build people who are in need of houses. But what they are doing, they just concentrate this thing, scattering our people. Our people that want space, they want land so that they can build their own houses.
So these people that you know who are selling land to their own, have you laid charges? Have you even taken this up with the public protector? At least, what have you done about those allegations?
The provincial chairperson of the EFF, Colin Sedib, even raised this matter in legislature when they were debating the state of the province address to say, why when opposition parties open criminal cases against officials of the ANC, the police are reluctant to take this matter forward. We are opening criminal cases against these mayors, all these people who are leading municipality and government departments. But what they are doing, General Zuma is not even willing to take these matters with him. So we are saying to police, they must not interfere in politics. What they must do, if there's criminal charges against mayors or municipal managers, they must investigate and arrest those people who are perpetrators.
Okay. I want to move on to...
No, Sakina,
there was question about job creation.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to you. I just want to give everybody an opportunity. Going to the APC. APC, the question is about service delivery and also how you would deal with corruption. I will come back to the question about jobs.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, on the question, I'll start with the question of corruption. Question of corruption is real under this government. I'm glad that the former mayor, Kumalo, is seated here. You will remember that in 2014, I gave him a situation at Dumfries A, where Mr. Zavam Kanchwa, stand number 1020, his house was robbed in 2001. I approached his office, they went to check and find that he didn't get his house, though I handed the matter to him and the family, he will recall. But answering the issue from Comrade Roger, I would say the APC under the leadership of President Thembagod is the party to be trusted. Why do I say this? He cited the issue of hospital, which started, but in December last year, it came to a halt. Up until today, there is no movement. Outside that, he indicated the issue of schools. You can talk of Dani, Manyakatana, Pulan, and other schools, whereby everything is under the leadership of the ANC. So I'm saying the ANC is starting these projects. Along the way they stop, where we suspect there might be a way of looting these monies. It's not about just Bushbuckridge. You can go to Steenberg, go to Manang, where they had a tar road, but they are reconstructing it, and things have stand for more than 8 years now. Then you go to Akonuk, it was tired, then now they are reconstructing the road. Then it shows that the ANC-led government is just building inferior infrastructure so that they can loot money. And we're saying as the APC, the voters need to trust the APC. In 5 years, we're going to deliver, unlike what we're seeing here in Mpumalanga.
All right, let's take another round of questions. And one question per person, please. And this time around, let's start on that end and move it this way. All right, if we can just have the mics going to the floor once again. And just a reminder, we're going to start there on that end and move it this way. So we're going to start with the EFF this time around. And just tell us who your question is for. And Mayor, if you can please just get straight to the question.
Thank you very much. My name is Katie Lukuana from Bushbuckridge. I want to ask to our leader, EFF, how much are you going to increase the current grant for our people?
Okay, ANC.
Thank you very much. Before I can raise my questions, I'd like to appreciate my sister who is representing BRA for confirming that really Bushbuckridge is giving services to the people. Because on one of the speeches, he said to us, on wards that BRA is owning, there is service delivery, which is a confirmation that the municipality is really servicing us. Because BRA doesn't have a municipality, it is Bushbuckridge municipality that is servicing the people.
Okay, question please.
Thank you very much for the confirmation.
Question please.
Another.
No more confirmations. Question please. Question.
My question is based on the African National Congress. And say, as the ruling party, what are you doing in the question of land? Because Bushbuckridge people definitely, they want to hear what is the ruling party, how is the ruling party dealing with the issue of land. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Democratic Alliance. Please go ahead. Yes, I'm listening, DA.
Hello to everybody in the hall today. Thanks for everybody for coming out. My question is to Mom Jane. Mom Jane, here in Bushbuckridge, but I'm talking based across the whole country. Here in Bushbuckridge, our municipality, under Sylvia's leadership, we went into an MOA that says we're giving 10,000 hectares to foreigners, to Chinese. You see, that's an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. That one. Now, my question comes through, Guti. There's land in Dwarsloop that's been serviced. There's land across the Bushbuckridge. People end up occupying land illegally due to the failure of this municipality to allocate land to people. Now, what is the DA saying to us about land appropriation? Can you also tell us what you're saying about... Yes, it is land appropriation.
No, please finish, please.
Can you please also tell us what you're telling us about redistribution of land without compensation?
Okay, got it.
Sorry.
Yes. All right, thank you. APC?
I'll teach you English sometime.
APC. Is there a question? If there's no question, we move. APC?
Why?
Because I need to position it.
APC, please ask your question.
Everybody else holds for themselves. I'm not comfortable.
Can you please just give the gentleman a mic, Tizwi? Thank you.
Thank you very
APC?
much. Thank you very much. My question goes to Comrade Freddie Mbans of the APC. I heard you talking about basic services to the people. Now, my question is, according to you, what is the most important cost-cutting measure that the APC proposes in order to improve the provision of services? And again, what do you say about outsourcing and contract workers, particularly in government? Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. And moving on to the Better Residents Association.
Thank you, Sakina. My name is Linki Maji. I want to ask a question from the leader of BRA. Since the leading party has been promising us better life for all, but it's better life for the few individuals, I want to know what will BRA do when coming to the state of health, especially in our hospital, Tintswalo, for example. What will BRA do to change the situation at Tintswalo? Because if you go to Tintswalo Hospital, you see that the situation is not for human beings. It's like the leading government is treating us like pigs. So I want to know what will BRA do to change that situation?
Well, thank you so much. And then let's take a few people from the back. Just two questions there. Maybe from residents who are not here with political parties. If we can maybe just take two questions and then we'll get responses. And whilst we get the mics there, I'm going to appeal to the leaders here. Short, sharp, to the point, as I'm appealing to the floor as well with the questions that they're asking. All right. You may ask your question. Please ask your question.
Hey, ngabipfushela hinkwenu. Me ndakuvutisa ka lowa ANC ku khale va hi tshembisa xikolo Hluvukani. Solo xikolo a xi yakiwi hi le masirheni kumbe va la ku yaka loko hi feriwile ke hi kombela va hi hlamula hi khale va phelo va ta hi yakela na namuntlha na loya va xi yaki xikolo lexi hi le masirheni ku fana loko nga ri xikolweni. Inkomu.
Right, and one more. A final question there at the back. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Welcome.
The person standing here, his name is Nyati Tepiso. My question goes to the ruling party, ANC. I'm coming from Ward 15. Thank you for your silence, sir. I'm coming from Ward 15. So there in Ward 15, I heard brother there on EFF, he has been talking about 76% of youth who are unemployed. But each and every time, our ruling party is always promising us development. They will deliver a good service. But right now, I'm still young, but we are coming on top of 25 years. We'll be suffering with water. Right now, we have another opposite part in Ward 15 because of their useless behavior. I'm saying this because I'm not disrespecting them. No, I'm not disrespecting them. It's because of their failure.
Okay.
They have promised, but they didn't do. So then we want to know what's going to happen next.
Okay, got you. Thank you so much. All right, let's get into it. And I want to start, you know what, I'm going to start with a question to our panelists from COPE. I'm going to start from the opposite side as well in answering the questions. Lucky, just listening to some of the issues that have been raised, and the one that we haven't answered sufficiently, I guess, is the one of job creation. So from Congress of the People, do you have a plan in terms of what can be done immediately in Bushbuckridge to try and alleviate this plight of joblessness?
Thank you very much, Sakina. Bushbuckridge is very rich when it comes to tourism. If people are well trained within those areas and so on, there's a lot that they can do to attract tourists into the area and create more jobs. And more people would like to come. We are surrounded by a whole lot of game lodges around us within Bushbuckridge. And in tourism, we can really make a lot out of that area if our youth are trained properly within that area. And COPE is ready to implement that.
All right, that's COPE's response to that issue. Let me come to the questions that have been put now. APC, cost-cutting measures. What sort of cost-cutting measures do you have that can be immediately implemented to try and alleviate some of, I suppose, the liquidity position constraints that is currently being faced?
Okay, thanks a lot. I'll start off by saying those who are found to have misused the money, they need to pay back the money to the state. Then again, as the APC, we believe that we need to scrap the two layers of the province and district because they were going to save a lot of money, and the skills that we are having in the provinces and the district can be used at the local level so that our people can benefit in service delivery. So I think in that way we are going to save a lot of money and to take skills down to the local level, whereby we know even people when they go on street to march, they don't march to the district, they will come to the local municipality.
So on that score, if people come straight to the municipality, why don't you scrap provinces altogether?
We were saying as the APC, we need to scrap the provinces and
you said districts.
I was saying
Okay.
that point.
Yes.
Okay,
all right.
Then again, on the issue of outsourcing and labor broking, I will say as the APC, we encourage that people must be permanently employed. Those workers who are being outsourced, they need to come to where they are offering a service to the government so that they be permanented. They get all the benefits that belongs to them. And again, we need to scrap the labor broking, the issue of middlemen. We don't want it because our people are suffering out there because of this. So we need to do away and make sure that our people are getting permanent jobs. That is going to assist.
Okay, let's move on to the EFF. Do you plan on increasing grants? I need to understand how you're going to do that. Yeah, so let's start with that question before I come to the one we carried over.
Thank you very much, Sakina. I want to start by saying, Sakina, there's a narrative that is being spread by the distractors of the EFF to say, as EFF, when we take government, we want to abolish these social grants. That is factually incorrect. Instead, as the EFF, we want to double the grant. As it stands now, our GoGos are receiving 1,700. And when we get to power in 2019, after the 8th of May, we're going to give our people, the older person, 3,400. So, Sakina, and this narrative that the EFF wants to abolish social grant.
Okay, we're listening to the EFF and social grants. Yes, continue.
We are going to open a case, Sakina, against the local councillor in Ward 37. What they're doing, Sakina, they identify people there and then take them to a medical doctor or a practitioner and then write them letters that they qualify for a disability grant. Hence, the people are not disabled with anything. So this thing of the ANC going around and telling people that they are going to give them grant and all these things, they are giving grants to people who are not even eligible for receiving grant. You will remember, Sakina, this thing is a national issue, that even the minister was receiving a food parcel, whereas he's a minister. So it can't be, Sakina, that our people are being canvassed on the basis that they're going to receive grant. We are going to double the care dependency grant from 1,000 to 3,000, and then the child support grant to 800.
With which money are you going to do that? Because if you look at the moment, you have a country with just under 60 million people. You have more than 17 million people currently dependent on social grants. Where's the money going to come from? Are you not just perpetuating the dependency?
No, Sakina, you'll remember here in Bushawela, there's a lot of mines here in Tawachweu, and then there's mines in Witbank. So now these people that are mining here, they are taking all these resources to overseas. So what we are saying that when we are because we are going to expropriate land without compensation, all the mines are going to be run by the state. So there's no one who's going to take minerals and go and polish them in USA or so ever. Everything is going to happen here. So whenever we are going to create more jobs, when our people are being the one who are polishing, mining the minerals and then working them here in South Africa, that in its own is going to create more jobs for our people. Now we've got Kruger National Park, Sakina.
No, before you go to Kruger. Okay. So you are saying that you are going to nationalize the mines, take the money, and pay more for grants, for care dependency grants.
Our people are unemployed. That is going to reduce. But
shouldn't you then be creating employment instead of creating dependency?
Yes, what I'm saying is that less people are going to be dependent on grants, because when people are employed, there's no people that are going to be depending on grants. So people are going to be working, receiving money on their own, and then say the burden of department or government paying grants to people is going to be reduced.
Okay, that point wasn't well made. Okay, let's move on to the DA now. The question of land, and this is an interesting one, land appropriation as opposed to expropriation. So let's hear the DA's plan.
Sakina, thank you very much. The DA believes that the people must own the land, not the state. If you look at the expropriation and appropriation, it's two different things. The land that is in the hands of the municipality now, which some they have now given to the Chinese, that is the land of the people. The black people were denied ownership under apartheid, and right now the expropriation will deny black people once again ownership, because you do not get to own that land and you do not get to own that property. The DA has been issuing title deeds everywhere. I'm sure the listeners have seen it. When you own, you've got something that you are leaving for your children, your family, or whoever. When it's owned by the state, the same corrupt politicians take it for themselves. The land in this province is owned by your Didi Mabuza, is owned by your Andris Kamete, the land in this province, to show that it's not owned by the people. So ours is clear. The people shall own the land.
Okay, yes. Let's just establish some facts quickly. So you say land was given to the Chinese. The executive mayor is here. Have you given land to the Chinese, Councillor Nguman? Have you given land to the Chinese?
Sakina, what happened is that the Chinese people came to Bushbuckridge and do their presentation, which we accepted. There's no MOU from the municipality to Chinese. That is a big, big mistake. It's a big, big no. So maybe let me continue to answer some of the questions which they
No, hold on. I'm on this question. Okay. So, with regard to, you say you have not given land to the Chinese.
There's no MOU. They've just come and present their plan. We did not have an MOU with the Chinese.
So, hold up. So you're saying there's no understanding, there's no agreement between you and the Chinese, and you haven't given any land over to them. All right, we've bottom lined that. So she's saying it's not true what you are saying.
Okay. She is saying they came and they did the presentation and they accepted. What have they accepted?
What have you accepted, Madam Mayor? She says, you said that the Chinese came and made a presentation which you accepted. So what exactly did you agree to in that acceptance?
No, they were supposed to be follow-up. It means nothing has happened up until they just come for those presentations. And after all, we just wanted their business plan to check as to what can we do as a municipality. So after that, nothing has happened.
So there's no agreement anywhere?
No agreement at all.
Okay.
Let me tell you, Sakina.
Yes.
Let me tell you, the same, right now as we speak, in Tabachew, the same thing happened. The houses, the land was given to the Chinese. That Chinese housing right now, NC councillors gave to their families and their friends, and nothing has been done. This is in the forensic report of the municipality. So she's denying it now. But if you look at, and it's always like that, it's almost as if lying comes natural. You know, these things, like now, we're going to talk 2 years down the line. There's going to be housing, just like it happened in Tabachew right now. It didn't benefit the people. The land was given to the Chinese. They built the houses. The NC occupied with their families.
So who lives in Tabachew, Madam Mayor?
I can't answer Tabachew. I'm talking Bushbuckridge. Nothing has happened. Thank you.
All right. She says she can't answer for that. All right.
Let's look at the ownership. What we are saying is You own something that you can leave for your family, for your children. I know how it was like when my father first owned a property. So that is why ours is clear. The people shall own the land, not the state.
All right. Let's move over to the Better Residents Association. And let's talk about health issues. And the institution that was mentioned in particular was Dintswalo. So what's happening there?
As Better Residents Association, we've marched, we've protested so many times, asking for the government to build a new hospital. Because as it stands, Dintswalo is like the home of malaria. There's so many mosquitoes there, the buildings are falling apart, and what government did is a slap in the face, because now they came back and said, no, we want to refurbish the hospital, but the hospital is falling apart. We actually need them to demolish the hospital and start it afresh, because people cannot be living in that condition. Now, the problem with our leading party is that they are now looting the money. They have medical aids. They now go to private hospitals, take their families to private hospitals, and now our people, the poor people of Bushbuckridge, have to use those rotting facilities. As it stands now, if you go there and say that you're sick, they're going to tell you there's no doctor. When you ask why there's no doctors, they said, no, the doctors are not getting paid. There's no budget to pay doctors. Why is that? Because in the management facility, they have people that they have employed, people who are not qualified. People are employed because of their political connections. They actually, they don't care about the community of Bushbuckridge. They just want to take more money and more money out of the hospital. Now the people of Bushbuckridge have nowhere to go. Now we know that going to Dintswalo Hospital is a death sentence if you're sick. You're literally going there to die. The service that you get from the nurses, actually, they don't care about people. They answer the people anyhow they feel, because the government people feel that they are unfireable. They are untouchable. We've always went there. When they have suggestion boxes, we write there and then we tell them, we have a problem with your nurses. Your nurses are not treating us well. Your nurses, they take, when they go to their tea breaks, their lunch break, all the nurses go at once. There's no one attending the wards. Why is that happening? It's not being fixed. So we want the hospital demolished. We want government to actually have an employment contract that actually states to the government people that they can actually be fired. Because right now, government employees feel untouchable. That is the fact.
So ANC sitting next to you, the people are saying that the facilities that you expect them to use, you yourself will not use. Are you aware of this?
Well, we are very much aware of the appalling situation in Dintswalo Hospital.
So what is being done about it?
What we can say is that in respect of the previous financial year, government at a provincial level looked into the hospital and realized that this hospital has got serious challenges. And indeed, refurbishing it might not necessarily be the solution. We are at a point where we're starting a state-of-the-art hospital in Mpumalanga. I want to believe that we are well aware of, and it's the hospital that it will be of tertiary level. So that is where we are as far as the health issue.
How long is it going to take for that hospital to be complete?
Well, we will need the civil engineers to give us that particular projection, but we have budgeted for it. And I know that the community of this area, they know about that hospital.
Okay, everybody seems to have a follow-up question on that. How much is budgeted? You wanted to ask?
They stated that it will take 5 years to finish that hospital.
5 years?
And already they've spent 200 million and there's nothing, it's just groundwork. Or 200 million, I'm talking about statistics from the Auditor General, which they spend on that.
We become very much excited when our people, they show and take interest in the development that takes place in their area. Because indeed, you can't expect a hospital of that magnitude, tertiary hospital, to be built within a period of 12 months. It can't.
But
It can't.
200
So
million is
indeed-
a lot of money. Are you agreeing with what?
No, Sakina, for
the
sure,
BRA is saying?
for sure, you might have noticed yourself. That is why I raised the concern as to why are we trivializing issues of service delivery, the manner in which we are, because these are issues that has got to do with the lives of our people, and as we are raising them, we exaggerate. I don't know why, but let me enter into the issues that have been raised. Particularly the very sensitive
Okay, you were
matter.
asked, before you get to the land question, I want to answer the other two questions first about the schools situation. And it's a very worrying one, especially here in Bushbuckridge. I remember at the beginning of the year, we were reporting about children being unable to return to school with the rest of the country because of schools that were vandalized, that were destroyed. So what is the ANC doing about schools? The mother there wants to know, where must she send her child to school?
Again on that matter, who are these people who are vandalizing the schools? It's a question that should be asked and be honestly answered. That's what we will want to pose.
Is it a
Nevertheless-
rhetorical question?
Sorry?
Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know who's vandalizing the schools?
ANC Councillor Benjamin.
Sakina, let me assist you because you spoke in Shangaan.
Yeah.
Sakina,
Yes.
can I
No,
please
no,
assist
no,
you?
No, no, no,
Because-
I'm going to come now to it.
Because she asked in Shangaan, maybe didn't get it. So I want to assist you.
You see,
Because
that's the problem.
Yeah.
People
Understand
are
the
assuming that I don't understand Shangaan.
Let's
Who
give
told
him a
you I
chance.
don't
If you're
understand
not
Shangaan?
satisfied, we'll come back.
Because he's not responding to the question. The lady
hold
asked
on.
the question, he's not responding to the question.
Hold on.
That's the problem.
Let him
You are not
respond.
responding
We'll
to the
come
question
back.
that was
We'll
asked.
come back. We'll come back.
Let me just
Please respond.
let me just give you more information. You see, in Mpumalanga, let me give you this information. I realize you
Lucky,
need-
we don't have much time.
Mpumalanga and Bushbuckridge in particular has produced a number of leaders. and
But that has
given
nothing to
them
do with what we're
answer.
asking about the schools. Lucky, Lucky,
I'm from Timbabati.
Lucky, let's talk about the question at hand.
Yes, I want to enter them. But people must not assume that I don't understand.
Okay, so let's
Shangaan.
answer the question.
It's okay. Let me enter into the question. Let me enter into the question.
Yes, answer the question, please.
Again, in respect of the 17 and 18 provincial budget, you will realize that here in Bushbuckridge, we have built more schools than any other municipalities. There are instances where we have noted that we can't start a school afresh. However, we'll come in and build 3-4 classrooms and leave to another school. That is what we have done, and I know you know that. On the issue,
Because remember, I'm going to push you because questions have been asked directly. If you're not going to respond directly to the questions, there's precious little I can do about that. So we're going to move on. The empty promises. Someone was accusing you of making empty promises as the ANC. If you could respond to that briefly and then get to the land question, because I want to go through that as well.
well, there's nothing that we can say. What empty promises? What empty promises? What is it that we have promised and never deliver? What do you mean by empty promises? What do you mean? There's no empty promises. We have promised to deliver the schools. We have delivered schools. We have promised to deliver the hospital. We are building the hospital. Bra next to me here is telling you that we have started with the hospital and it's going to take 5 years. What empty promises are you talking about?
Okay, the land question.
On the land question, a very sensitive matter.
Lucky, I'm going to have to
What?
ask you to speak a little quicker for us, please.
What we want to remind our people as the ANC is that indeed, in the last 24 years, we have given land back to the people with a number of challenges. At the core of it was what we call willing buyer, willing seller. It is on that basis that we are now at the point of the expropriation of land without compensation. And we want that land for residential purposes. We want that land for subsistence and commercial farming in the north.
All right, I'll tell you what, we only have a few minutes to go. We only have a few minutes left. So what I want to do is I want to round it up and give you an opportunity right at the end to tell the residents of Bushbuckridge why they should vote for you. Let me start with Co.
People should vote for the Congress of the People based on the fact that we are in defense of the Constitution. We have been exposing corruption, and we will be able to deliver a very clean government, offer people good education, offer people better jobs, offer people reliability, lack of corruption, and offer people a very way strong forward. So vote for COPE, they will be delivering.
Thank you, COPE. APC?
Okay, thank you. I'm saying people need to vote for the APC from the leadership that was demonstrated by the APC president, President Themba Godi, and the leadership in different provinces. We were promising that we are going to give them quality services, be it roads, hospitals, education, water, whereby other political parties seem to be struggling. So we're saying as the APC, go out and vote. You are going to get better services. Not forgetting that there are different stakeholders where we've been interacting for years. You talk of ECD, educators, home-based carers, you talk of traditional leaders, you talk of people living around the mines. The APC showed interest that the African masses deserve better. That's why even today we are saying as the APC, the Bushbuckridge mayor need to go and intervene on the issue of 10 million rand that they said is for paving at Agincourt Zanta, but for now they are going to construct for 1 kilo, and that is confusion or lack of leadership between the mayor and the ward councillor. So as the APC was saying, go out and vote for the APC. 5 years time we are going to deliver. We won't wait for 25 years or more.
EFF?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sakina. There is a saying that says, tell no lies and claim no easy victories. We are hearing these people here from the ruling party, they are claiming easy victories for nothing. But I want to assure you, Sakina and the people of South Africa, that the EFF, we are ready to govern. We are ready to govern in a way, Sakina, you can even see from the list of the EFF that we've got a lot of young people there, people who are still energetic, who can still run government. Not this thing of taking people from 70 years and then 49 years is going for early retirement, but the 70 years is being taken to government. So as the EFF, we are going to expropriate land without compensation. We are going to nationalize mines. We are going to provide free education to our people. Because, Sakina, you heard that there was a march in Limpopo University. The SASCO people are saying that they want a bar there. How do you expect a student to learn when they want a bar? So as the EFF, we are saying to our people, let them go and vote for the EFF in 2019. We have been showing leadership in municipality where we are not governing, but where we are co-partners with other political parties, that our people have been insourcing securities. There's lay councillors here, Sakina, that are working from these hospitals. They are not getting paid. Every day they are marching to a government complex, but they are not getting any response. Instead, they are changing MEC every day. Now it's Sasekani Manzini, today is Gideon Masho. We don't want those things because it's the same government that is failing our people. So as the people of Bushbuckridge, let them vote for the EFF. Freedom is coming on the 9th of May. Thank you very much.
Thank you, EFF. DA? DA? I'm listening. Democratic Alliance.
Okay. As the Democratic Alliance, we are saying, vote for the DA.
Can we listen to the speaker, please?
The DA will put a job in every home. The DA will make sure that you don't have to pay for a bribe to get a job. You don't have to give sex to get a job. Jobs are not only given to the connected, everyone is included. The DA will make sure that our communities are safe by making sure that our police are honest and they are trained. The DA will make sure that we've got fair access to jobs for everyone. The DA will make sure that services are delivered to the people, money doesn't go to pockets of the connected, and make sure that those that are found to be corrupt are arrested and they are prosecuted. When you vote for the DA, you are putting a job in every home in Bushbuckridge. Come 8 May, vote for the DA, liberate yourself from the liberators, vote for the DA.
And we come now to the Better Residents Association.
As Better Residents Association,
Can
don't
we listen
want
to the
speak.
speaker, please? Please continue.
As Better Residents Association, we want to speak facts. We don't make empty promises. Now, I want to tell you, ever since Better Residents Association was in the municipality, what we've managed to achieve was the tar road in Ward 15, which is led by us as BRA. And then what we also have achieved is a new school that was built in Ward 15 as well.
Can we listen to the speaker, please?
So it's not true that there's no money to build schools. It's just that you need to fight for them. There's one that was built in Ward 15. There's another one that we also fought for that was built in Ward 16, which is also owned by BRA. And then we also fought for the mall of Akonuk Mall, which the ANC took bribe from the owner of the complex, which is currently in Akonuk. I mean, they took bribes and then they opposed the mall to be built because the gentleman who owns that complex knew that he was going to lose customers. And then what we also have achieved was that in Ward 15, we took it upon ourselves to go and join get water to the people of Ward 15 with our own money from our own pockets, because we spoke to the municipality and they did not want to help. So, and we're saying as BRA, we are the only party where the president is accessible 24/7. So our president is not in national, our president is not provincial. And I speak now, even the new list that went there, you can still, he's not on the list. The president is not on the list to go national or to grow provincial because he wants to be with his people, go through what his people are going through 24/7. So I say vote for BRA because you can access BRA 24/7. We are there to help when you need us.
Thank you so much, BRA and the ANC.
Well, as the ANC, we are continuing with our program. We're saying let's grow South Africa together. We're saying vote for the ANC so that we radically transform
Can we
the
give the
economy of
speaker an
country.
opportunity,
We're
please?
saying let's vote for ANC so that we make sure that young people who should go to school, they go to school. We're saying vote for the ANC to make sure that
Can we give the ANC a
all
chance?
these people who are earning less than the minimum wage, they get the minimum wage. We're saying vote for the African National Congress so that indeed your land should come back. We're saying vote for the ANC so that we should fight corruption. We're saying vote for the ANC for a better life for all our people. We've got a date on the 6th and the 7th. It's a special date, and on the 8th, it is the date in which we will make sure that we continue with our program to run the country in a manner sustainable. Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we come to the end of the broadcast. And I want to say thank you to everybody who came out. It's been good, and good luck for the polls on the 8th of May. Thanks to our panel as well. Thank you.